Hi everyone, it's Melissa, and today I wanted to do an update on all of my unread books. I have been cataloging, tracking my physical TBR, aka all of the unread books on my shelves, for a few years now. And recently I've also cataloged all of the ebooks and audiobooks that I have not read that I own. The last couple of years I've only made TBR reduction goals for my physical books in print, but this year I am also going to have some goals related to my ebooks and audiobooks. Very attainable goals. I didn't put them in my goals video because they don't matter to me. Those goals don't matter to me as much as the physical TBR goals, but I'm going to talk about all of my unread books today. Just to update, I started tracking my unread books the last half of 2020, and at that time I had 201 unread books on my shelves. By the start of 2023, it was down to 132, and my goal last year was to get the number down to 100 books, and I achieved that. It started the year in 2023 at 132. I did bring in 4 books over the year, so that's a total of 136 unread books. But I did reduce it to bring it down to 100. And the breakdown is that I read 21 of the books, I DNF'd 3, and I decided not to read 12. So I didn't even read a single word. Now that's a pretty big portion of the 36 that I ended up removing from my TBR. I have been leaving books unread for so long that I lose interest in them. Perhaps I'm interested in a book at the moment because of a recommendation that I saw, or because I'm just really in the mood for something very specific. Sometimes I lose interest because my reading tastes have changed. For whatever reason, if they sit on my shelf for too long, the probability of them getting read reduces. I would like to get to a situation where books stay on my shelf for under a year. That way I can read books of the moment within that moment. I can read books while I'm still very excited about them. My ultimate goal is not necessarily to get to a 0 TBR, but just to get to a small enough number that I could realistically read those books within a year. So that's the update on how things went last year. I'm really pleased with getting down to 100. So for 2024, we are starting with 100 unread books on my shelves, and my goal is to bring that down to 75. That's still within the same ballpark, but it's slightly a less aggressive goal because I did want to make more room for reading newer releases and not focusing so obsessively over the books on my shelves. I do have a strategy for doing this, and it's not related to reading all of the shortest books because I do quite like longer books and getting lost in those chunkier novels. And also, I actually don't have that many very short books on my shelves to begin with. So instead, my strategy revolves around being consistent and around focusing on areas where I could potentially kind of taste test certain things. So for consistency, I have like a soft goal of making sure that I pick up something from my shelves every single month without fail. In terms of taste testing, I have a couple of series that I haven't tried yet. So I would like to read the first couple of books within a series, and if I don't want to continue the series, then that can potentially get rid of quite a few books from my TBR. And I'm using the same kind of strategy regarding authors. There are a couple of authors where we have numerous books by the same author, and I would like to try 1 or 2 of those books just to see if that's an author that I want to continue reading or not. In terms of the ebooks and audiobooks that I own, I am not as concerned with these goals, which is why I didn't put it in my goals video. They're not quote unquote official goals of mine because they don't take up physical space, but I don't want to forget that I own these books, or I don't want them to linger to the point where I don't ever read them. So for ebooks, at the start of 2024, I have 44 ebooks unread. I don't read ebooks very often, so I've decided to make this goal very easy and have a goal of 40 unread books. So I've chosen this because it's a nice round number and it means I only have to read 4 of the ebooks that I own, which is very doable. For audiobooks, at the start of 2024, I have 16 audiobooks that I own that are unread. I think I could definitely get the unread down to about 6. That would mean that I would have to read 10 of these books. I think that's very doable because I know that I read audiobooks consistently. I think there might be some that I'm just not interested in, or that I may end up DNFing, or that I may decide that I want to read in physical format instead of on audio. Unlike my books in print, I would like to get my audiobook TBR down to 0, because I have noticed over the past year that I tend to read audiobooks almost immediately after I get them. So it really doesn't make sense for me to have this library of audiobooks at the ready. And I used to have like subscriptions to different audiobook services. I've tried a few now, and I've just decided to cancel those. I read quite a few audiobooks from the library, so I'm just going to do that. And if there's anything that I want to read on audiobook or I can't find in print format, I'll just buy it outright. I don't think it's worth it to have a subscription for audiobooks for me anymore. So that's my update on my unread books that I own in every format. Please wish me luck to get my TBR reduced this year. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll chat soon. Take care. Bye.